Hello, it's me, Sarah, that divination witch. I hope you're doing well. I am here with another reading video. This is a little bit different maybe to some of the other readings I've done. I'm not sure. We'll see where this goes. I know she doesn't mind. And when I say she, you'll probably know from the title and stuff, I'm speaking with Izanami. Izanami is one of my goddesses. She's tattooed on me. I know that's controversial to some Japanese people, not everyone. She's not someone I get to speak about a lot these days. We used to be very close at one point, and we may be again. She's very near and dear to my heart. I love her very much. She is, if you don't know who she is a Shinto goddess. Shintoism is not closed, but she is the goddess of creation and of death, of life and of death, essentially. She rules over the underworld. I do have a lot of ties with underworld gods. You may have noticed a theme if you're not new on the channel. I do have a lot of underworld gods. I am a psychopomp. I've accepted that. And what that means is I help the dead. They're basically like a medium would. I help the dead cross over and things like this. I'm a messenger. I know I am. Believe it or not, I don't give a shit. That's who I am. And yeah, anyways. Sorry for saying shit, because choke. I was choking there. Yeah, it's probably on purpose. Izanami doesn't like swearing. So I have a mouth like a sailor sometimes. If you're not new, you'll know this. It slips out sometimes. So we have to be careful. Just out of respect, of course. So I was just doing a reading for Patreon, and that's why she's here. Called on her. Missed her. Gosh, I'm going to get emotional on camera, don't do that. She really is a soft energy, nurturing, very motherly, very kind, soothing, lovely lady. She just gave us a message for Patreon because this month we are talking about rebirth, and she gave some powerful things in that. So since she is here, I'm going to ask if she has a message for everybody, all right? We will be using the True North Tarot. This is one of her tarot decks. I've had it a few years now. It's by Prism and Fleur, if you're interested. Beautiful. It's done like Polaroids. Beautiful. I love it. But it's one she claimed, you know. So let's get into it already. I've rambled. Now, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I am Sarah, that divination witch. I hope you stick around. This channel is a witchy community and a safe space. You can share opinions and ask questions. Everyone's different and we don't judge. Nothing silly. You know, ask. I don't tolerate the crap like that, you know, like judgment. So if you want to join the community, hit subscribe. It's free. And if you want to support the channel, all my links are below. I offer personal readings on my website and Etsy. I've got Patreon, as I mentioned. We're going through the Year of the Dark Goddess, going through different archetypes. I've got other lessons on there. I've taught tarot, all sorts. So yeah, I'd be grateful if you could check it out. Thank you. Right. I'm laughing because I can kind of hear Izanami go, now that's out of the way. Now she's very polite. And I told this story to Patreon, but I will quickly say it before getting into the reading. Sorry, I'm rambling. If you're not new on the channel, you know me and pronunciations, I'm crap at pronouncing things, okay? And, you know, my accent, I've basically got a Geordie accent. So sometimes, you know, if I'm trying to pronounce, say, a Greek word, I'm going to sound like I'm mocking people. That's why I don't do it like that, you know. I just speak how I speak. Hecate, for example, you don't hear me go Hecate, and, you know, I just feel like I'd be sounding like a Super Mario brother. Like I'd be taking the pee out of people, and I never want to do that. So I just say it in an English way, whatever. Now, when it comes to Izanami, her name is Izanami-no-Mikoto. Don't mind saying that. In Japanese, when you show a sign of respect to people, you put their title in the name. So in English, we would be like sir or madam, you know. So you in Japanese would say Izanami-sama or Izanami-san, or, you know, She told me once, I try to do that, just stick with English. And she comes through with a very proper sounding English voice because of that, you know. Just stick with English, just stick with what you know. Yeah, so I just thought that was funny. Anyways, Izanami, what would you like to say to the public? What do they need to know at this time? Oh, of course it fell on the floor. King of Cups. How beautiful are these cards? Four Swords. I'll show you closer in a bit. There is such darkness. You're all aware of that. You don't need me to explain that to you. Regardless of your culture, your country, your world, it's never been easy. There are many who say it's the modern age ruining things. Is it really? What is being ruined? Who is ruining what? You see, imperialism, it is in the nature of everybody, as Queen of Swords comes out, of every country across the land. You may not agree. Oh, this is harsh. But it is the level of success. You see, given the chance, any territory would go after another to claim as their own, as is the way of humanity, as is the way of human beings. If you boil it down to who you are in your very core, your very essence, you are tribal. There is nothing wrong with that. It is what and who you are as beings. You are territorial. However, what is wrong is forcing others to commit to your worldview, to commit to your belief, to commit to what you feel is right and disregard their own feelings. We did not allow you to exist to do this. You may fight, you may argue, but you will never truly unite. Not in the way that the hopeful ones of you want to. It is not for lack of trying, and to those who try, you are admirable. And it is you that I and others commend. And I will help those who wish to help others, who do not wish to dominate and control. However, I cannot help everybody, because not everybody is willing to help themselves. So ultimately, you must know that the flaws you see in your time are not unique to your time. The way they present may look slightly different, but they have presented in that way before, time and time again. I think back to my own culture, to those who know my name, to the land that they bless in my name, how segregated it all was and still is. Although they try not to see it that way, they try not to think it that way, and yet they are very segregated as a peoples. I think to the land that you are on, all of you, each country, it is not about race, it is not about culture. To an extent, you are all segregated in your own territories. But what you must know is that there is commonality between you all. You do not have to control, you do not have to condemn. This is why I speak to you now as one face of many. Izanami, you may know me as other names in other cultures, but that does not mean I am not me and they are not them. We share commonality and common ground. We help those that we deem can be helped, and we do not try to control those that we do help. There is a reason Sarah knows me and does not know my kin. If you are able to read between the lines, then you will understand. Some of you may know Danu, some of you may know Gaia, some of you may know Durga. We are all faces of one being, of the mother. And a mother nurtures. And the card she gave to accompany that, she's very strong today. King of Cups, Four Swords, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords. And it's very much, we're in, as she was saying, our own worlds, our own territories. That was the word she was using, wasn't it? King of Cups, we have rulers, we have people in charge of what we think and feel and believe as well, and that is in the literal sense and also the metaphorical sense. So people who are very religious, for example, believe Jesus is the way. I get that all the time. He is one way, but he is not the only way, and that's fine. You should not try and control other people. Four of Swords, you should look at yourself. You should look at your own needs first. And this is why I suppose, and I'm realising, Hecate always tells me on this channel, there's no right or wrong answers. And why, throughout different cultures, how I even see deities as archetypes, you know, there is commonality throughout different cultures for a reason, because we as humans need to understand it that way. And like, we'll always have an archetype of a mother or of a, you know, a love god or whatever god, but the cultural nuances set them apart. And I feel like that, I can't remember everything she's even said now, but I feel like that's what Izanami was kind of saying, is like, you can't force someone to say Jesus is the way and the only way. It's an example, okay? Not meaning to pick on that. But yes, he is one way and nothing wrong with that. He's not the only way. There are other light gods out there, if you want to call it like that. You know, someone else could think Balder is the way and worship Balder in that way. But they're both archetypes of the same energy. And ultimately we need to start listening more to our heart and doing the inner work and the inner progress for inner enlightenment, for helping us as individuals and people and those we love, yes, instead of trying to force strangers and randoms to believe what we believe and tell them they're condemned for not believing it, when ultimately we're all kind of believing the same thing, whether people want to realise that or not, or hear it or not. At our core, We all want to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And if you're any brand of religious or spiritual, you want to go to heaven or nirvana or enlightenment or ascension or whatever you want to name it. We all want the good thing. You know, live a good life, be a decent human, move on, you know. And that's what we've got to do, and we've got to remember that. And Queen of Swords came out when she was on about imperialism, wasn't it? I remember saying that word. You know, we have to be in control of our own lives and not try and manipulate and control other people in theirs, because they're going to find the answer that they need. It's all roads lead to the same place ultimately, you know. Yeah, it's just different teachings to get there. That's the way it is, and that's what she said. So thank you very much, Izanami. And that was very intense. Sometimes when I do readings, it happens when I even do personal readings for people, they just really come through, and I end up channeling them. Don't always anticipate it. She did that on the Patreon reading. She's very strong. So I'm going to speak with her personally as well. But thanks everyone for listening. If you liked it, you know what to do. Hit subscribe. Check out the channel. I've got a whole playlist of different readings. If you've got anything you want me to read upon as well, within reason, I can do that, because I'm trying to share more readings to help people. And when I'm called to do a collective, I'm just doing them when I'm called to. I just feel it's right, and I feel like I'm being led to do it off my different spirits. But if there is anything in particular you want me to read around, unless it's too controversial or something I just don't feel comfortable with, you know, but I can. Even if it's just like questions you've always had, like I did a reading, is Lilith Hecate's daughter, you know what I mean? That was a question I've always had. Even if it's something like that, it doesn't have to be mega deep. Yeah, I can ask, all right? I don't mind. I was doing a few readings, like ages ago, I did one with the spirit of Anne Boleyn, of all people. You know, I can do stuff like that even. But I don't feel comfortable with clout chasery readings sometimes, especially given the state of affairs in the world. You know, there was some YouTube readings, I'm like, really? You're asking about that? Like a celebrity might be dead. I remember, it wasn't Liam Payne when he passed away sadly, and people were reading on it, and I'm like, that's someone's kid, that's someone's brother, someone's friend, you know what I mean? We're humans, they have a bit of respect. Anyways, thank you everyone, and until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye bye.